So I'm going to say Talking Dick now. It's going to make me laugh. Okay, right. Welcome to Talking Dick, the Dick Tracy movie podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Simon Creswell, and joining me is Mr.
James Tillich.
I kind of just should have said your name there, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should have done. Thanks for the introduction.
That's all right. We are here to talk about the greatest film ever made, the most underrated film ever made, a modern cinematic classic, one of the best films of 1990. What is that movie, James? I mean, the clue's in the title.
It is the classic in my mind. It's Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy,
Warren Beatty, yeah, directing, starred in with many other people that we will get into later.
So we have seen a gap in the market. We have been fans now for 35 years, 36 years this year. And we realised that if there's not going to be a good Dick Tracy podcast out there, like an official one, then we're going to make the best damn unofficial podcast out there. That was our intention, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. There's not enough talking about Dick. That's it. And that's what,
there's going to be a lot of puns.
That's what we're here to do. Tracy, that is, Tracy. Because that's one thing I did notice actually watching the film again recently is that everyone just calls him Tracy. They Tracy. Probably
except
because,
Big Boy when he's cross. He calls him
yeah, exactly.
a dumb dick.
You dumb dick.
But not to go off topic because we've got lots to cover. So we want to do a series of podcasts talking about the films, the extensive merchandise, the actors, the cameos, the sets, the 3 different movie soundtracks, the action figures, which we're really passionate about. We could do quite a long podcast on that.
Definitely.
Anything else, James? Anything else we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, well, I think as well we'll try and encapsulate what that summer of 1990 really was and how big Dick Tracy was when it came out at the time. Like, as you said, all that merchandise that was there and the music and what that was and how it literally just took over. And anyone that obviously didn't live through that time won't really realise that. And you'll just think, oh, is this some kind of strange comic book movie? But say, yeah, it probably is. But it was so important. It was a cultural, experience. Yeah, an event. Absolutely. It really, really was. And I think getting us to try and let everyone know what that was like as well and through our eyes as well and how we experienced it as 7-8-year-olds.
Yeah. I mean, we're now in our early 40s. James was born in 82. I was born in 83. So Dick Tracy hit us at a pivotal point in our childhood, as 7-8 years old around 1990. When it came out, it was probably hit us more than Batman, didn't it? Because Batman was 89, we were a touch younger, and it was 12, wasn't it?
It was,
12,
it was. It was definitely. So there was no way we were ever going to get to the cinema to go and see that. And even when I saw Batman, and a little bit went over my head, but I felt that Dick Tracy was for me. I think that for us, it was geared to probably an 8 to 10-year-old. I think they must have been the prime audience of this film.
Also, Dick Tracy had a kid, literally the kid, Dick Tracy Jr., as the protagonist in the film. So, he's one of the leads and we could relate to him straight away. As a child watching the film. Whereas in Batman, there's not many child-friendly roles you're going to relate to.
Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. I think that's you could imagine yourself being with Dick Tracy and you think, amongst all these hoodlums and these gangsters, and I could be a part of that.
Well, I spent the summer of 1990 hanging on the back of cars. Every time a car went anywhere, I just jumped on the back, and just
see you later.
Just to see where I've still got the scars, just to see where it went. So just to set people up for the podcast going forward. So where were you when you first saw Dick Tracy, the film we're going to be talking about?
So I first saw Dick Tracy in my local cinema, which is in a village called Cranley down in Surrey.
In the United Kingdom, by the way.
United Kingdom, yeah. Unfortunately, sadly, the cinema has now gone now, the Regal. So I saw it there in the summer of 1990. Really, I don't know, like July, August time, probably during the summer holidays. So how about you? When did you first see it?
Well, I think I saw your VHS. I think you had it on VHS, and you had Batman. Actually, going back to Batman, you have both.
You got me. Which one?
You were like my Blockbuster video.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember sitting down and watching that VHS and just being blown away by that opening scene, with the gangsters being shot. Spoiler if you haven't seen it, but we'll get into that. But then I did see it at the cinema at Butlins a few years later. With you, as we can't quite remember what year that was, but we saw it together, didn't we?
Yeah, I do remember that. I'm going to take a guess. It could have been 91, maybe, but it's going to be 90. Yeah, I think it was.
They showed Little Mermaid as well at that same Butlins.
Yes.
So it had to have been films that were sort of, I don't know, 18 months old.
Yeah, it was probably 18, year to 18 months, probably after its release. But yeah, so we both got to see a 35mm presentation. So I got to see it twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but just think of that alone. I mean, I just do a bit of research to see who and when was the last time anyone got to see a 35mm print of Dick Tracy.
Well, the weird thing about Dick Tracy is because I've seen a lot of classics in recent years at the cinema. Never comes round. I never see, a screening at your local picture house or even like the Prince Charles in London, somewhere like that. I don't see it on. Which is strange. It's actually a New Year's Eve movie, isn't it? In some respects.
Yeah. Yes.
You could play it on New Year's Eve, so it ends at midnight as big boys crossing the bridge.
God, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. It's 26 into 27. I'm going to be watching Dick Tracy.
Every year.
That's it. Tradition now. But as you said, though, we've not. It's like telly. I can't even tell you a time I've flicked around the channels and I've gone, oh, there's Dick Tracy. I don't think any of the streaming
Channel
services.
5 for a while. I remember they showed it. Yeah, but I haven't seen it for probably a decade. Yeah.
So I wonder if the younger audience out there, like who has seen it and who knows about it.
Well, our kids are going to be.
They don't have a
fans.
choice, though, do they? You're watching it. Sit down and watch this.
Our sons, Dick and Sam. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
Breathless. Come here, Breathless. So, do you remember anything about the summer of 1990 and how that was at the time? Do you remember there being lots of Dick Tracy stuff everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, I do remember there's a lot on TV. Of like a lot of PR, like fanfare that was pushing it. A big one I remember was there's a scene with a train, and the kid is running away from Tracy, and he darts across the train, and it was a CGI train, and it was such a big deal, and it was like they've used CGI in this film. And I remember that was a really big push, and seeing that clip got played again and again and again and stuff. So I remember a lot of that, as well as obviously all the toys.
I mean, it might have been the first use of CGI to create like a vehicle or like something that wasn't a person or a creature.
Yeah,
we have to look into that.
Yeah,
to be Googling, but
but yeah, you're right. It probably was. I guess at the time, being that young, it was a bit like it looks like a train. Great, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
But
I think it was mentioned on Movies, Games and Videos. I remember watching that show on ITV on a lunchtime, and I'm sure there was a segment on Dick Tracy on that. That's where I got all my movie knowledge at the time. Yeah. But I think they mentioned the train. I think you're right. Perhaps that's on YouTube somewhere, Movies, Games and Videos, reviewing Dick Tracy. I'm not sure. But the toys were the key factor. And I know me and you, we know our first action figure we brought. And where we got it. I don't know if we're going to reveal that now. We're going to save it for our action figure podcast. But there was rows and rows of Dick Tracy figures. Just the colours, the packaging just stood out. Like so well, didn't they?
Yeah, it was. It was, and the size of them obviously they were the same size as your Turtles figures and stuff like that. But it was the accessories that was one. Like they're having like guns and packs of dynamite, and it wasn't like a fake looking gun. It was a proper real gun, silver with a brown handle. It was like
Flat Top comes with a noose, doesn't he? Or some sort of like rope.
Yeah.
Which is
I think the figures are more equipped and barbaric than they are in the actual movie.
Yeah.
like Pruneface has his dynamite. Did he ever have dynamite in the movie?
I'm not sure he did.
No.
It's I think the accessories really made those figures. You're absolutely right. And Big Boy with his money bags. Which is also a nice little touch.
Yeah.
So I think this is very short just to introduce what we're doing with the podcast. And I don't want to make this episode too long. But James, to finish this first introduction, do you want to read the back of the box. Have you got a copy of Dick Tracy there?
I have. Look,
Stupid
right behind
question.
me.
He's just grabbing his DVD.
So here it is. I'll show you there. So here's my DVD. So I'm going to read the synopsis on the back here. Here we go.
Okay.
Calling Dick Tracy. The worldwide smash hit. Warren Beatty leads an all-star cast, including Madonna and Al Pacino, in this story of hard-nosed, soft-hearted detective and streetwise kid with a hearty appetite for adventure. Together, they fight to clean up the crime-ridden streets of the city, but standing in their way is a mob of the most colourful gangsters ever assembled. With its dazzling mix of action, adventure, music, and incredible special effects, Dick Tracy is a not-to-be-missed movie that will thrill everyone.
Beautiful.
I mean,
And that's probably straight from the VHS. We'll have to check whether the VHS has got a different write-up.
Yep.
But I'm assuming they're the same. I've got the Blu-ray Steelbook, which James, you bought me for Christmas one year.
I did, yep.
There's no write-up on it. It's just a blank.
Oh, really? Work out for yourself.
There's no special features.
No.
But we'll get into that
DVD.
later on the rights with Dick Tracy and why the fact there's so limited merchandise now and special editions, etc. But I just also want to clarify the podcast is about the movie, not the Chester Gould comics, the 40s films, all that kind of stuff. We want to focus on just the 1990 movie because there's so much to cover, isn't there?
God, yeah, there is. Yeah, the characters, the set, the way it was made. There is. It's so much, and it's still such a unique movie even today. And I think that's something to kind of be praised about it.
Yeah, I think it still holds up. But well, of course we think that. That's why we're here.
Exactly. Yeah. We are the target audience.
We get on here and just like, it's terrible. We don't like it, but we're going to just talk about it endlessly.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Dick Tracy, now is your time to stop the podcast, go away, watch the movie, and then come back, because in the next episode, we're going to talk about the film, aren't we, James? And discuss our love for it and the scenes and what it's all about and dissect it a little bit. Yeah, so please come back for the next episode to see that on Talking Dick, the Dick Tracy movie podcast. Do we need to change the name?
Never. This is it.
Until next time, make sure you talk Dick. Absolutely not having that.
No.
What's a good Tracy quote? Until next time. Okay.
Go suck an egg.
Yeah. Until next time, go suck an egg. And go eat some walnuts.
Yeah. They're good for the brain or bad for the brain?
They're bad for the brain, good for the heart.
Good for
bad
the brain. Bad for the brain.
I fought. It's coming. It's gone. So we'll see you next episode on Talking Dick, the Dick Tracy movie podcast.
See you next week.
Beautiful.